Every day, America Online is making it easier for people to live, work, and play.
Hey, Dan, ready for the game? I'm just finishing up here with my new kayaking friends.
Kayaking friends on your computer?
Yeah, I just got America Online.
OTB, 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 OTB,
Mike Garrison.
Jeff Crutcher, we're live.
And we're in studio with the one and only Josh Hudson.
Hello, boys. How you doing? Here live.
So Josh is the Fox Racing rep for
Fox Racing.
Yeah, tell me what your service area is.
Service area, I've got Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, and Missouri.
The Show Me State.
Show me.
What do you want me to show you?
Nothing. I know better than have you show me something.
So just as a FYI to our listeners, we're working a 3-man crew with 2 microphones. And it's a little bit ghetto rigged, but it's working. And Josh doesn't have a microphone.
We're 17 seconds in, and we're assuming it's working.
No, we're 1:43 seconds.
Oh, 1:43. Yeah,
Mike, I'm telling you, this stuff goes fast.
It does go fast. Wow, that was
So,
fast.
Josh, last time that we did this, I said to Mike, I was like, how long do you think we've been going? And what'd you say? Like, I don't know, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we were going an hour and 40 minutes.
I believe it.
Yeah. So, actually, Mike and Josh were just talking about, you used to work for Procter & Gamble, and you were talking about surfactants. Here, I'm just going to give you the microphone and let you go on.
Oh, Jesus. No one wants to hear about soap. But yes, I used to make
Bubbles.
bubbles. Yes. And Mike put dishwashing liquid detergent in his...
Dishwasher.
No, you didn't.
No,
you were
I-
washing your clothes.
No. I put dishwashing soap in the dishwasher.
Oh.
But I
okay.
didn't know there was a difference between dishwasher soap and dishwashing soap.
Oh, you have to use a specific soap for each application.
Yes, if you put dishwashing soap in the dishwasher, the whole kitchen bubbles everywhere.
Yeah.
But it also got me banned from doing dishes. I never have to do dishes ever again.
And
Ever.
this came up because you're talking into a sock.
That is how it came up.
Yes.
It came up because if the viewers could see us right now,
They would see
what kind
it's
of
a
sock
shit
is this?
show.
What kind of sock is this? Champion. I'm talking into a Champion sock of Mr. Crutcher's. And it actually smells good, so I asked him if he did his own laundry. And he said yes.
That's not just any sock. That's pretty legit.
Yeah, it's a Champion sock. As you said, it's a performance sock. It's got different layers to it.
Yes. Yes. Coming from the man with a Post-it note on his jacket.
That's right. Our secret topic that
Super secret.
I don't want anyone to see yet.
New blue anodized headphones.
Yes.
But yet, here I sit with no headphones. Continue, boys.
Josh looks so sad right now.
We could put a set of headphones on him. They're just not hooked up.
Yeah, we can put headphones on you, but you're not going to hear any more than what you already are. Sorry, bud.
This is how I felt last week.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I didn't have them.
Yeah. Mike, let's change microphones for a second here because I want to dig deep into
do
Josh
it.
here. Oh, boy. Okay, here, I'll give you that one.
Okay.
This is great.
Here we go. Here we go.
So, okay, Josh, somebody actually asked me, we're kind of doing a little bit of a Q&A on our OTB Facebook.
Okay.
And a guy from Canada actually asked me about what my thoughts are on the future of online sales versus brick and mortar type dealership. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Dealerships where, I mean, as everybody knows, general retail, your big box retailers they're having to change their game plan entirely. Perfect example is at work. I'm a FedEx driver. We just got a contract with Walmart where instead of them shipping out of their distribution centers, which they already do, we're now picking up millions of packages millions of dollars worth of packages every single day from the stores themselves. So
Right.
what they're doing is they online, whenever you go on Walmart.com and you order something, the order then gets sent to, depending on what your item is, it then gets sent to the store that has the highest surplus of that specific item. And then it is shipped from that store, regardless of where you live,
Right.
and regardless of where the store is at.
Mm-hmm.
And so Walmart is obviously ahead of the game. They're revamping because they know. They
Yeah.
see it. They know what the forecast is. Look
Yeah.
at Gordman's. Look at Macy's, J.C. Penney's, all of the Sears.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
if somebody would have said, Sears is, the shit stain of retail
Right.
compared to what it was 50 years ago, people would have laughed in your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now in 2017,
It's completely different.
Yeah,
The game
it-
has changed.
so how, and like, I also understand that with, Fox, you guys, not only do you have your core, sports groups, but you also have, your retail side of T-shirts,
Right.
hats, full apparel, which are sold at like malls and retailers.
Right. Yeah.
So, but you directly work with just your motocross dealerships?
Yeah, just power sports.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. There is, I do not work with bike shops, clothing stores, nothing like that. I am just purely power sports.
So like a bicycle store is out of your jurisdiction?
Exactly. That's
Okay.
a no-fly zone. You stay away from there.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So how, obviously I know you can't really dive into company secrets or plans.
I
But,
got the books right here. Let's open them.
Oh, let's open the book. How is Fox, forecasting and saying, okay, we have to stay ahead of how it is that, people are going to change, the way that they shop. The more the millennial group comes into the buying power of, your target demographic.
Right.
How are you guys staying relevant in ensuring that the core shops that made you guys what you are
Yeah.
stay selling,
Right,
stay
right.
open to sell?
Yeah. I think that falls directly on us as sales reps to work with our shops. One thing that people don't realize is from the retail level, people are wanting an experience. Okay, so everyone's used to going online and just clicking, oh, cool, I got it in 3 days. Yeah. Well, people are finding, there's been research showing that, people are wanting an experience. So there's challenges with having a true brick and mortar retail store, but there's also some opportunities.
That brings to mind the 7 connections of a sale, or whatever the specific words are for it. It's like, typically a consumer doesn't decide to buy something until they've seen it, touched it, smelled it, in
Right,
7
right.
different ways.
Yeah.
So that explains a lot over. And honestly, I'm not part of my demographic.
Right.
I go to the dealership, I buy stuff.
Sure,
I
sure.
go to the store, I buy stuff. It's funny because as a FedEx driver, a major part of my income is off of the type of people that buy the stuff online.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't participate in it though.
Yeah. Well, and the end consumer has to realize if you stop going to Donnell's or Freedom or whoever your local shop is, you stop going there. It's not going to be an option to go in and look at bikes.
Right.
It's not just apparel. It's just not hard parts. It's everything.
Yeah.
Right. So I always encourage people, yeah, sure, go online, check stuff out, but give your local dealer an opportunity to earn your business, because as you know, you can get a relationship with a local shop, and man, that could mean a lot,
Yeah.
Where they're gonna steer you the right way on the products and bikes and things that you need, where you go online and, oh, I picked this helmet or I picked this oil, but it's the wrong thing for your application.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guy, you clicked on it.
So how do you keep the dealerships relevant in the price game in competing with like Motosport or
Right.
Chaparral or
Sure.
name
Yeah.
any retailer.
Well, we've got policies in place where, the online retailers are held to a certain standard. They cannot, keystoning, if you will, or, we call it MAP policy where, hey, here's what this product we want you to sell it for. This is what the suggested retail is. I'm going to put it on here for way less. No, that's a no-no.
Yeah.
We don't let those guys get away with that. Now, a retail store, they've got some opportunities there that they can get creative.
And, I think so many people are bargain hunters, especially buying online.
Yeah.
That they buy the clearance product. They wait for, Motosport or Ride 365 to carry the overstocked stuff from last year and sell it on a major clearance.
Right, yeah.
Now, those are different people than your hardcore motocross racers by and large, because these are the guys that are not necessarily concerned with having the absolute newest, trickiest stuff. They're okay with, buying stuff that's a year or two older.
Yeah.
See, that's where I think a lot of the catch is.
Right.
Is it's hard for, Freedom has to carry the new, they have to have the newest helmet available.
Right.
Motosport can sell the 2-year-old V3 that they bought, from as overstock.
Right.
And that's kind of where it gets a little wavy or shaky is, because then the typical consumer is they see, okay, well, this is the same helmet just in a different color scheme, but I can buy it for $150 less on the internet.
Yeah.
And I understand the concept. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I buy, year 2-year-old stuff that's on clearance. It's hard to beat. Everybody does it. And we're not just talking about motocross. We're talking about everything across the board for retail. And it's a challenge that our industry is over or figuring out, because this is a new territory.
Oh, yeah.
It's a new road that is being paved as we go.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I can do, how I can solve the world's problems, because I don't really know what the problems are. I am able to see, this is only, I don't know where this goes.
Right. Yeah. And that's one of the hard things. No one knows where it is going to go. How is it going to get rid of brick and mortar altogether? And maybe there is no more, JCPenney's or no more Sears or let alone motorcycle shops.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a tough deal. It really is. You're going to have your bargain shoppers that no matter what you do, they're going to spend 5 hours to go save 5 cents.
Right.
Where another guy's going, oh, that's cool. I just want this product over here. You know? It's a great question, Jeffrey. Great question. I wish I had the answers. If I did, I probably wouldn't be doing this podcast right now. I'd be sitting in a yacht somewhere.
But, Michael wants to jump in.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you think that the bike shops are a little safer than, say, something like Sears? Because I would assume if you could start buying bikes online, people aren't going to do that. Like,
right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no.
So does that give some security to, like, bike shops?
I think a little bit, but I think more of what it is that intangible with the motorcycle industry. We're all bros, right? Oh, you have a motorcycle, so we're buddies, right? So I think that is what's going to help the motorcycle shops is just the camaraderie and guys coming in to hang out, and then they, become friends with, parts counter guy. And, I think that's what's helping us, and we're a little bit behind of just your regular retail stuff because it is different than just going on, oldnavy.com and getting some, I know what size jeans I need, and I'm going to order them. Everyone that goes into a motorcycle shop, what oil's the best? What's the best chain? They want to talk to somebody about it, and I think that's something that can really keep those brick and mortar relevant. Yeah, for sure.
What about sponsorships? Do they help or hurt in terms of brick and mortar?
Well, are we doing sponsorships just on results? Talk to me about sponsorships, please. Yes, that's a funny thing. Sponsorships.
Wow.
Oh, Jeffrey has his hand up. I love this 2 mic 3 guy deal. This is amazing, folks.
Okay, I'm going to segue that into two topics that I want to bring up that are directly related to this. So we're starting to see the true emergence of internet personality types that are making a living off of Instagram and Facebook that are in our industry. Perfect example in two different paths are you've got Axel Hodges on one end and Vicky Golden on the other. You know, and both of these riders are making their money off of doing videos, Instagram posts, stuff like that, product endorsements. Meanwhile, I mean, sure, don't get me wrong, Vicky is a phenomenal rider, so is Axel, but neither of them have any results to their name.
Right.
And meanwhile, collectively, they both have 1 million followers.
Right. Yeah.
Which honestly, at the end of the day, what is more important? Because like, if I go to my Instagram and I start looking up the insights on some of the posts that I've made, it will show me. It will show me the information of how many people have seen the post. I'm not talking about necessarily engagements or likes or comments, but I'm talking about impressions. So an impression is the number of times that the photo has been seen.
Right.
And then reach is the number of individual people that have seen it. And then engagement are the number of people that have liked and commented. Now, those three words right there have become more and more and more important whenever it comes to selling oneself, your own brand.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the Instagram models that have, you know, deals with flat tummy tea. Or you know, the skinny tees. It's if you
like the T-shirt you're wearing now.
It's a skinny tee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Extra medium. Thank you for that.
No. Thank
But
you.
it's okay. So like this Kawasaki that I posted the other day. Here's what's amazing: 90 likes, right? Which sounds, you know, whatever. That's a good number.
Sure.
I'm satisfied with 90 likes. Here's the amazing part. 1,289 times that photo has been seen. So really, it's not the likes, it's not the engagement, it's the reach. Or, I'm sorry, am I saying that word correctly? No, it's the impressions. So reach is the number of people that have seen it. Okay. Impressions are the individual times it's been seen. Impressions are becoming a new type of currency. Because you've got these people that are you know, collecting millions and millions of impressions on the thing that nobody can take their face out of, our phone. Now, then you've got, let's say, arbitrary rider. Okay.
Yes.
So arbitrary rider goes to his local motocross race, and there's 500 people there, and he goes 1-1 in 250A.
Just killing it.
Just killing it.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile, how many people are actually looking at what it is that he's doing, or are actually able to see, you know, that he's got Torque 1 levers, or he's running Wiseco, you know, engine components.
Right. Yeah.
Or that he's got a Mica Metals bar. You can't see that shit while somebody's racing by on the track at, you know, 35 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile, and that used to be what it was, win on Sunday, sell on Monday. But now it's 25-8, where people are constantly being barraged by branding, but it's kind of subliminal, you know. Yeah. It's whenever you take somebody that's super cool and you get them branded. So Axel Hodges, everybody knows that Axel rides a Kawasaki,
Yes.
that he's got the Monster logo.
Yes.
He wears 7 gear.
Yes. Good thing.
Everybody knows all of those things.
Right.
Nobody knows what kind of oil he's using.
Hopefully it's slippery.
I hope so.
Yes.
Premium lubricant. Oh, what was Ty Lube's? Ultimate lubrication.
Ultimate. It's the ultimate.
So the game is changing a lot on how people are, connecting and advertising.
Right.
And I can only imagine what it's like, in the boardrooms and the roundtables of retail companies of deciding, how do we decide who we give our money to? How do we decide who we cut deals to? Because it's transitioning from race results to likes.
Yeah.
It's a whole new ball game, and it's
the Kardashian effect.
That's exactly
Hi,
right.
I've got no talent.
Yeah. But look how good I am.
Yeah. Follow me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky deal. It's like the internet. It's like retail for internet. It's a whole new deal. Oh my! Someone just got a mic.
So would you? Okay. So has social media? Social media.
Right there.
Yeah, that's a good spot right there. Has social media helped or hurt our sport?
I think it's hurt every human being on this planet. Social media and just everyone on their phone. Man, that's a great question. I'd have to really ponder that.
What do you, as far as Fox Racing goes, has it helped or hurt Fox Racing?
I think it helps. I think it does help most companies just because they can get a single message out to everyone all at once, like the timing and, just everything, just happens right when they want it to happen because they can, set up those posts to whenever they want. Yeah.
It's about how the company strategizes to take advantage of the availability. It's not necessarily that I wouldn't say that social media has helped or hurt Fox Racing. I would say that Fox Racing saw the light at the end of the tunnel, just for lack of a better analogy. And instead of staying in their lane, they switched over in the fast lane and stamped on the gas.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I think that there you see the companies that have taken initiative and turned themselves into the front runner of this new industry, and Fox obviously has the capability to do that. They've got I don't know what the exact word is that I'm looking for, but the resources. Fox has the resources and the capability, and honestly, Fox is the industry leader. So whatever it is that you guys are doing, you'll notice everybody else kind of starts doing it.
You said it, Jeffrey, not me.
Yeah, but I will say this much. I feel like 7 changed motocross permanently. Not just because of James Stewart, but what they did with the compression jersey.
Right.
How did nobody else ever think of that? Now, I will say this much. A lot of people have brought up that AXO tried that years ago. But the thing was, AXO is not a major brand in America. They're not the 4-liter. So what they were doing was just kind of a little side experiment. It wasn't necessarily taken seriously. Nobody says, oh, man, what's AXO releasing now? Because they didn't have the resources to spend $250,000 and just give that product away to local amateur riders. And they had Tony Cairoli.
Right.
But beyond that, it's...
Yeah, but I mean, 7, they've got James. I mean, James can do anything, and it's going to be the cool thing, right? So they had the ability with having James to go out on the limb and try something completely different. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Since we're talking about the compression jersey, can I tell you my thoughts on that?
Please do.
The compression jerseys are super cool when they're on a guy that's racing Supercross. But when you go to the general amateur races, I'm just going to go ahead and be the guy to say it. compression jerseys are not for everyone. There are some riders that can pull it off. There are other riders that, much like the shirt you're wearing, I don't want to see them wearing that small of an outfit. Like the compression jerseys, they work for some people, but they're not for everybody.
It's our yoga pant.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
There are certain people that can pull off yoga pants. There are certain people that can pull off compression jerseys. They're not for everybody. That's all I had to say.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
Tell me what Shift strategy. I was wondering what was Shift's strategy with the blue label? Is that the top
Blue
of the
label,
Okay.
yeah.
What was Shift's strategy with the blue label pre Kenny getting hurt and post getting hurt? Because I've noticed there's only been 2 colorways of the blue label, correct? The yellow and black, and then blue and white that's been released to public.
I don't know, blue and white. No, I haven't seen.
What's
blue
the
and
other colorway?
white. Well, he was wearing a special set for that military appreciation, but that was like red and white.
Okay.
I believe they released the concrete and black, which is like a white and black.
Okay.
And then that yellow that he wore at A1. That's a great question, Jeff, that you asked, because I will be back in California next Monday at this time approximately. And I believe those are going to be some questions that are going to be asked and answered, hopefully. Because, after Kenny got hurt, and I'm not on the marketing team.
Right.
I don't do that, thank God. But I think they're going to have to adjust their strategy now for sure. But I think they're still going to do social media posts, like we're talking. But other than that, I really can't get into much more that I know because I'm just a sales guy. They don't tell us everything.
No, I
We
don't.
will get on shows like this and then tell everybody, and then I get a call tomorrow, and then
You're fired.
yes.
You're fired.
You got any openings at the FedEx?
So, but shit rolls downhill. And you are essentially what I would say, aside from the riders themselves, the face of the company or the backbone of the company. Because if you're not in the dealership stocking the shelves, now obviously a dealership can do that themselves, but they're not going to put the stuff together the correct way that Fox corporately has said. This is how we want our product to be displayed. This is how we want, our special edition stuff to be released. This is how we want to do X, Y, and Z. Whereas you come in and you guide the dealer through this and say, this is how we want our product displayed. This is how we, are going to do this. So as soon as Kenny got hurt and Shift had the blue label gear,
Yes.
one of the things that crossed my mind was, okay, I'm not saying that it was a flop because it's not, but it's hard to sell $359 sets of gear whenever you don't have anybody wearing it.
Yep.
And it's hard to keep releasing that new stuff. And I understand that the blue label, which is the highest label of gear that's really out right now, period, across the board, it's kind of hard to push that out as our new premium gear when you don't have anybody wearing it.
Right.
And it's hard to create new colorways, new lines. When your star guy that you had switched from the powerhouse, from Fox, you switched him to Shift, which was quite a big jump. And I was really impressed with the company for doing that. And then he gets hurt, and only 2 colorways are released. And now it kind of seems like, well, shit, it's got to go on the back burner. The blue label stuff does. And that's just my perception. Sure. I don't know.
Yeah, and and that's funny you say that because Kenny is not a quote unquote Shift athlete. He is a Moto X Lab athlete. Okay. So Moto X Lab, if they produce something for Fox, just like they did Shift, well, maybe we'll see him wear that. And then he's wearing Shift because that's what the Moto X Lab came out for, developed and wanted to put out to market. And so that's what Kenny's role was, is to launch that brand, if you will. But yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, and I think there were some people that had some questions. I mean, I thought that. I hated saying it, but I'm like, man, we got one guy on it and Kenny's awesome. And I thought in the back of my mind, well, if he gets hurt, what are we going to do then? But that's not my job. my job is to go out and help my dealers. The good thing is that Blue Label is a very limited edition, very limited production. So, it's not like we have to pump out tons and tons of it. It's all about getting the name out there and start showing people, hey, we can do things a little differently. Let's start doing it. Let's start thinking outside the box. Have you ever heard that before? Is it overused?
Okay, so you're talking about the Moto Lab.
Yes.
And that Roxon, what is it? Moto X Lab?
Moto X Lab.
Moto X Lab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's a Moto X Lab rider.
Yes.
What about like Dungy and Reed? Are they Fox riders?
They are Fox.
So who else is Moto X Lab? Just Roxon? He's the only guy.
Yep. On the moto side, yep. Exactly. Yeah.
But if they came out with something they wouldn't, but I'm saying if they came out with a Fox jersey mixed with shift pants, he could potentially wear that because he's a Moto X Lab guy.
Well, I guess. I mean, I don't think that would ever happen.
No.
Yeah,
but,
you're right. I know what you're saying. No, I like what you did there. Yeah. That's how I understand it. He's a Moto X Lab athlete, not just dedicated to Fox, not just dedicated to shift. Obviously, he's wearing Fox helmet, Fox boots.
Yeah.
So,
but he's the only one right now.
Yeah.
Has there been any talk of another Moto X Lab rider or a replace? Not maybe
no,
not.
Not that I've heard. They haven't said anything to us. Like I said, I go back next Monday. It's our national sales meeting. I'm sure we're going to find more out. I don't know that I could talk about it even then. I'm not. That's not my place to put it out to the world. That's some marketing. Yes, Jeffrey wants a mic.
So, okay, Mike, I want to ask you what your perception is of this.
Okay.
Now, there are a lot of amateur riders that are staying in the B class and never making it to the A class. Mm-hmm. And this irritates the hell out of me because there are so many guys that get that close or chase that pipe dream of getting that elusive Zach Bell contract, that Austin Forkner contract. These things that are less than 1/10 of 1/10 of riders make it towards. It's like that's the new dream, is to be the up-and-coming B rider. It's like almost as if being a local A rider is shameful, as if it's looked down upon, like these are all the has-beens. And also contingency. Contingency has made it so lucrative to stay in the B class because if let's say you buy Kawasaki from your local dealership and then you go Sunday and win 16 to 24 and 450B on your bike, that might be $300-400 in your pocket right there. That you can only use it at your dealership. But if you're riding the A class, then you stack up against guys that have their pro license. You're stacking up against guys that have been racing the A class for years and years. I mean, just look at Missouri. You've got the Goalie brothers. Sometimes the Hussey brothers show up. Tyler McEwen might make an appearance. And then you start moving Justin Fruin. Justin qualifies for every single outdoor national that he tries. You've got
Jeff Crutcher.
Well, we'll get there. I'm moving westward. Yeah, you've got Brennan Gergerich that shows up and does some outdoor nationals every year. Who knows what Jimmy Albertson's plan is now? That he's retired.
He's retired?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I mean I knew he was hurt, but I didn't know he was calling it quits.
Yeah, he's done.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's joining you now.
Correct.
Oh.
You've got Channing Hunt. You've got
where's Channing Hunt from?
Union, Missouri.
Oh, okay. So
Small town.
You're still in Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay.
Josh Mast, Gage Mast. Then you move further east into Kansas City. Nick Peterson.
That's west.
I'm sorry, west. That's correct. Mm-hmm. Nick Peterson, Zach Collier.
And people wonder why their FedEx packages get lost.
Correct. You've got, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I get good starts. I can run fast for a couple laps. Scott Gebkin. You've got John Barry. I know that I'm missing names right now, and I'm sorry, guys, but that right there, I mean, shit, that's 15 guys that have had their goddamn pro license. Colin Fletchall. Colin's the up-and-coming A-rider of Kansas City. He's the newest addition to the class.
Kevin Moranz,
thank you, Topeka. So, and Kevin's freaking unbeatable. And then Adrian Galamba. These kids are, and those two motherfuckers right there are training 24 hours around the clock. And these are guys that the B riders have to move up against. Now, I will sit here and toot Colin Fletchall's horn all day because he was not fooled by the illusion. He was not tricked by the contingency. He understands that, okay, I may never make it as a pro racer. I'm not going to get the contract, that these kids are chasing. He's riding the A class, and goddamn it, he's making money every weekend. Now, these B riders that are riding, second, third, fourth, fifth, these kids, I mean, they're going nowhere. I'm sorry. But if you're 16 years old and you don't have Team Green contracts in your mailbox, you don't have Ziggy from Factory Connection calling you weekly, you don't have Mike LaRocco on behalf of Geico, if you're not 16 and having these calls roll in, it's going to be a long, tough road ahead of you to quote unquote make it. And I want to get your take on how do we motivate people to move up to the A class and say, you know what? It's cool to ride A. It's the illustrious or the luster is not to be in the freaking B class. Not locally. How do we get the people to move up and ride the A class, for God's sake? Do these people not understand that whenever you have 20 to 25 riders, like there used to be in the heyday of Missouri State, $40 an entry, 200% payback, typically plus $500 or $2,000 to $2,500 guaranteed payback per class. That's gone because people are not moving up. I've kind of gone on a runaway tangent here.
Welcome to episode 2 of Over the Bars. We're just crushing your B-class dreams. Brought to you by Jeff Crutcher.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, I mean, is this something you've ever noticed or thought about or what would your wise words be to tell people? Get off of the high horse in the B class and just ride the goddamn A class and make some money. There are guys that do not have much competition in the A class that are going home with extra money in their pocket in the A class.
You want my words of wisdom?
I want to know what you think of that.
I don't think I'm really the guy to ask about this. I mean, I was the B guy that I rode the A class like twice because I just wanted to be able to say I rode it. Missouri State Race, Carthage. I rode expert.
Yeah.
I like to call it pro.
Yeah.
I rode pro.
Yeah, you did.
Yes. And I got 5th because Justin Cagney wadded it up and could not ride the second moto. I got 5th overall.
And how much money did you make? If it was a Missouri State race, it paid 7 places, so you got money back.
You want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever went and collected it. I didn't even know that. I was a B guy. But I was supposed to be in the B class, but I was the opposite. I was like, hey, now I can go to school. Like, I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I go to school and be like, yeah, I rode the pro class.
Yeah.
I got 5th.
And that's a feather in your cap.
Yeah.
Now, why is it that so many people act as if it's shameful to do that?
Or do they act? Do you think that they think it's shameful, or do you think that the way? Okay, what am I trying to say? Has anybody from the A class ever been picked up and taken to a team to Supercross?
Very, very little of that.
So is it the rider's fault that they're staying in the B class, or is it the fact that these sponsors and these companies don't look at the A class? They look at the B class.
Okay. That's kind of what I was saying.
So it's not really the rider's fault.
Well, no, I agree with that. But on the other hand, at what point does somebody wake up and smell the roses and realize, I'm not going to make it?
Okay, I'm just going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
My dad is 61 years old.
Yeah.
He still rides. you can ask him straight to his face. He'll tell you. When he lines up, he knows in his brain he could beat Ryan Dungey. You think I'm kidding? Like, he'll tell you that. He'll line up at the vintage races. He lines up and he thinks, I could beat Ryan Dungey.
If Dungey was on the line with him, your dad would show him a wheel. He'd roost him.
What? Let me tell you a story about my dad real quick. Okay, so Missouri Vintage Motocross race. Yeah. Brad Lackey, the 1936 world champion, shows up. Okay? He puts on a riding school, and he picks out my dad to be the demo guy, and he's going to...
Are you serious?
The phone again.
Who would call here at 9:30 at night?
It's a booming business.
Seriously?
No.
Okay.
Anyway...
No, we're good.
Okay, so we're back. I'm sorry.
Phone quit ringing.
Phone quit ringing. Okay, so anyway, my dad, Brad Lackey picks him as like the demo guy. Now, what he's demoing is how to take a turn and pass a guy. Okay. So my dad, they head into the turn together. The whole class is all sitting around watching. So Lackey is trying to go around the outside of him.
Yeah.
And he's going to show him how to do it. My dad looks up, doesn't give two thoughts. This is a world championship winning rider. Elbows him right there. Boom. Takes down Brad Lackey and just rides away. Yeah. Off into the sunset. Took out the world champ Brad Lackey in a riding school.
And your dad, I mean, that's on his grave tombstone.
That's what he's going to be
Greg
for.
Garrison
takes out Brad Lackey.
Took out Brad Lackey once.
Yeah. But the point of what I was saying is to my dad, that's not Brad Lackey. That's not a world championship rider. That's just another guy that he's racing.
Okay.
So I guess what I'm saying is I see where you're coming from, that, there's a lot of guys that aren't going to make it, but in their brains, like, they're going to make it. They're going to be 80 and they're going to make it.
I'm going to butt in here.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was an issue, this AB thing.
Okay, I see it as I'm not an A rider. If I was an A rider, I could definitely see the frustration.
Sure.
I'm not a rider at all at this point, so it's not
right.
I don't really care what
I'm
you
a
ride.
slow rider.
So okay.
Yeah. So, but still, when you go to the races and here comes the A class, boy, everyone's coming out of their vans and their motorhomes and they want to go watch, and I don't see that happening with like the B class. No. As far as like people staying down in B because they can't quote unquote hack it in the A, I think that's all on them, but I don't know if that's the issue. Or, I mean, are people making money in the B class and not moving up to the A because of that? Yes, please take stock.
Yeah, there are amateur riders that do have contracts. I'm not going to name names.
Thank you.
But there is a mini bike rider out there that I know for a fact is getting paid by the manufacturer he rides for over $250,000 a year. And this kid is riding super mini.
Wow.
Just wrap your mind around that.
I can't.
Yeah. $250,000 a year. Yes.
Wait a minute. Okay, so there's a kid on a super mini.
Yeah.
Making $250,000 a year.
His parents get paid that because he can't be
What
paid.
is he doing to make $250,000 a year?
He's the star. He's the next big thing. And I'm not going to name the name, but most people that follow amateur motocross racing know who I'm talking about. And
he's in a commercial.
I don't know. Might be.
I think he is. I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so, but the thing is, it's like, dude, what? That's great and all. Perfect example. In 2002, Sean Hackley, Kyle Cunningham, Dennis Jonan, Bradley Graham are some of the top mini bike riders for Team Green Kawasaki. Every single one of them were allotted 8 bikes, and they were not given money, but they were given parts allowances, and they were given, side endorsements. So like Thor, Pro Circuit, so on and so forth.
Fox.
Well, at the time it was Thor. Team Green was tied with Thor.
Okay. I was just trying to give our buddies more.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
But now it's changed, and you don't have 6 or 7 guys that are getting these deals. You have one kid that they're farming to turn into the next Ryan Villapoto to turn into the next RJ Hampshire. But RJ's deal was kind of different because he really didn't get fast until he was like, a B rider, and he, wasn't much. But my point is, there are these kids that are Austin Faulkner, Adam Sensarillo. Those are better examples. So those kids, their families are being paid by the manufacturer. But you notice there's no Team Green anymore. Yamaha has the Blue Crew. That's the closest thing to anything that's Team Green, and that's just a bike discount and some parts. But those Blue Crew rides and those Team Green rides, they're not going to A riders. So the guys that used to come up through the ranks in the A class, let me just name some names. Ben Riddle, Johnny Marley, Travis Pastrana, I'm totally blanking right now. Teddy Mayer, Cody Gilmore was a Team Green rider. Dungy rode for American Suzuki on mini bikes. Corey Green was a Team Green rider. Trey Kennard was a Team Green rider. And those guys were just getting bikes. And the one thing that they wanted to do was hurry up and make it to the A class. Everybody at that time, the initiative was, I've got to get as fast as I can so I can start racing the A class. Because that's where you're going to get noticed. But now it's dropped down. It's less important about speed and more about who's the next big thing. Because whoever the next big thing is, that's marketable. That's sellable. Everybody wants to be a pro practice rider and have, a bike with no graphics and black wheels and a brand new exhaust, and they're at a training facility and they're secret. Nobody knows who they are. They're untapped talent. They're undiscovered. They're at MTF training their balls off, and you don't know who they are. But goddamn it, they're going to make it big overnight whenever Roger DeCoster stops in and sees, who's this guy? I've got to have this guy. That's it. I swear, this is like the mentality that I pick up off of the internet from these kids that are releasing, these press releases over their weekend. And it's like, and it always has the can't thank my sponsors tag where people, for some reason, that is a thing that people say. I can't thank my sponsors, but it's been a good race. And, my bike was working great. And, I trained a lot this week and shout out to X, Y, and Z. And it's turned so professional that the fun has been taken out of it. And in the process now, it's all about being the next big thing. This is what I'm saying, and it irks me so bad because I guess it's just something that I don't understand. And I can't believe that at 28 years old, I'm old school. That I see the way that it used to be is totally different from the way that it is. And this entirely ties back into what we were talking about, social media. Because whenever you're, learning every weekend and you're not getting the results you wanted every weekend, then that means you have greater hopes that you're going to be out there, just a kid chasing his dream, bro. And it's all over Instagram. It's all over Facebook. These kids that are being groomed to fail because they think that the end of the road is getting a factory contract. But in all reality, the end of the road for the average motocross racer is lucky to make it to the A class. I remember whenever I moved up to A, I was like, I made it. I don't give a shit about pro nationals. Obviously, that's what I wanted to do. But if I didn't make it racing pro nationals, who cares? I made it to the A class. I get to go race and make money every weekend if I want to. But now that's not good enough. And it's disappointing because in the process, the A, Mike, you look shocked.
I don't even know how we got here or on this topic right now. All I know is like your face is turning red and like your voice is getting very intense and like, I don't know about the viewers right now. I'm just scared. Like, I just want to just quietly roll away from you.
You're going nowhere, buddy. I've got you wrapped up in a microphone wire.
I'm just saying, this topic is very touchy.
It's something that I'm very passionate about because I want to see the sport grow, and I don't want people to fall out of it because, and not turn into a lifetime rider. because they didn't make it. And obviously nobody can see us, but I'm making air quotes when I say they didn't make it. And it's disappointing to me.
So, okay. So what you're saying, you're not so much, despite the vibe that I got there, you might as well just hang up your boots because you all suck. What you're saying is, even though you may not get a factory contract, you could still make money racing motocross.
Yes.
And you should, okay, so you're actually trying to encourage these people.
Absolutely. The goal should be for the average rider, just make it to the local A class. And you're better than 99% of people, all people that have ever rode a dirt bike.
Okay, so so what you're saying is, if you can make it to the A class, you've made it somewhere. And there's still a chance, if you were just destined for Supercross and a factory deal, you're going to get it. Essentially.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, is that there is no shame in riding the A class locally.
Okay.
There's no problem with getting 7th place. My results from this weekend, which, by the way, we'll get into that. I didn't go to Ponca. I went to Winterset.
I heard that. I saw that.
Getting 7th place in the first Pro Sport Moto was just as satisfying as getting 4th place in the second Moto, because my 7th place position that I got was a knockdown, drag-out fight all 5 laps. It was a barn burner, and I was racing with guys that I don't know who they are, kids from all around the Midwest, and I'm out there just, trying to pull some steely veteran moves on them and outsmarting them, because I'm not passing them with stamina, and I'm not passing them with pure speed. I'm passing them because I'm smarter than them, because I've done it so many times. And it's fun. And at the end of the day, I get to go to the trophy stand. You know what they give me? Cash. Which is a hell of a lot cooler than a trophy. Josh?
If I ever get cash at the trophy shack, I'm done. I made it.
You made it.
Yeah.
What can be better than buying yourself a nice slice of Casey's pizza on the way home? You can't pay with trophies.
No, you can't. They collect a lot of dust.
So I kind of brought up Ponca City very quickly there.
Yes.
Which I'm going to use as our segue to do a new feature that we're going to do here on the OTB podcast. Scott Gebkin of Innovative MX is the up-and-coming amateur trainer.
Should he move up to the A class?
Scott already races the A class.
I mean, of trainers. Is he an A class trainer or is he a B class trainer?
Scott,
and is he staying in the B class only to get noticed as a trainer?
You're using my words against me, and I don't care for that.
I'm sorry. 2002.
But let's get to
That's
it.
when KTM's broken in half.
That's
Sorry, go ahead, Scott Gebkin.
Let's go with Scott Gebkin. Here we go.
Hailing from the eastern Kansas City suburb of Green Valley, on the Innovative MX Training number 308 Donnell Suzuki, Scott Gebkin.
Hey guys, it's Scott Gebkin with Innovative MX. I wanted to give you guys this week's riding tip. So this weekend I was down at the South Central Area Qualifier at Ponca City, named the greatest qualifier ever by Moto Playground, but track was gnarly. They got a lot of rain during the week. It was a little muddy during practice, but it rutted up and got really rough during practice. And we did an Innovative MX track walk on Friday after practice and spent a lot of time looking at the track and seeing what we needed to do to take on the weekend and things we needed to focus on. And the thing I'm going to talk about for today, for this week's riding tip, is that is kind of what you need to focus on when you're riding a rutted track and hitting big, deep ruts and even long ruts in that. And no matter if it's a left or right hand turn, the focus needs to be your eyes. So we're talking about ruts here, and we're going to focus on your vision and where you're looking and where the bike's going to go because of where you're looking. And So the first thing you need to do when you're coming into a big rutted turn is having a plan before you get into the turn. Kind of have an idea of what line you're going to take so you can settle into that rut and make it happen. So once you're coming into that rut, your elbows are up, your legs out, you're set up, you're making the turn. The biggest thing that you need to focus on is where your eyes are. So you'll set in, you're looking at the entrance, and as soon as you're set into that rut, your eyes need to focus at the end of the rut, the very last part of the exit of the turn, right where the rut ends. And once you set in and do that, that bike is going to set in, it's going to set in real nice, and it's going to follow right to where you're looking. So once you set in to the rut, you're looking up, you're looking at the exit of the rut, the bike is going to follow you right through the turn, and you're going to just rail right through the rut nice and easy. So that's this week's riding tip here on the Over the Bars podcast. I'm Scott Gepkin with Innovative MX, and look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks.
Josh Hudson, I know that you're a big fan of motocross schools. What do you think of Scotty's tip of really focusing on keeping your eyes towards where it is exactly that you're trying to go? Now, I want to go ahead and add to what Scott just said that not only should you be focusing farther down the track, it's imperative to not look directly in front of your fender. And this is something that a lot of riders struggle with, and even pro riders struggle with this momentarily, where they'll catch themselves looking directly down. So have you noticed, through your riding that whenever you're riding a rutted track that you'll catch yourself focusing directly in front of your rear fender, almost as like a safety, net?
Yeah. I want to go ride some ruts right now.
After hearing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look ahead.
Because you feel like the champ now.
I do. And it takes me back to Sunday at Kingsville, and whenever I just showed a rut up,
So you went to Kingsville this weekend?
Yeah, that's good.
How was it? Tell me more. How do you like the new track changes?
I like it. I always have fun out there.
The ruts at that track are always just so next level.
Yeah. There was some good ones, and I caught myself looking at the front fender, and next thing you know, I'm just gooning all over the place. So I'd love to go back and
do it all over again.
Find the exit of the rut and just focus on that.
I'm telling you, man, it makes such a big difference.
It does,
yeah. And whenever your plan of attack is only 10 feet in front of you, it's really hard to anticipate what's going on down the track, because perfect example at Winterset this weekend, there was, after the finish line, the track goes backwards from the way that it traditionally went, but you make this right-hander and then a left-hander around these giant oak trees. And there was an inside rut that coming out, you actually got down, the rut went over the top of one of the roots, and there was a gigantic hole on the inside. And then there was the outside rut, which was just what dreams are made of. But because it was so much further out, really the inside was still faster. But because I was beat, I couldn't do the inside rut, because every time I'd come out of the corner and my bike would, pop out of the rut and go all over the place, and I couldn't hold on. But then, as I adjusted my eyes, instead of focusing on just that gigantic hole, and you focus on it, that's where you're going.
Oh, yeah.
In a negative way, if you're thinking, I cannot hit that rut, I cannot hit that bump. If that's what you put on the pedestal while you're riding, that's exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
So I adjusted my sight where I wanted to look, and I started carving inside of that gigantic hole. I had no idea that there was real estate.
Right, yeah.
Sure enough, the track's perfect on the inside of that gigantic hole. You just had to bank out of the rut a little bit to the left.
Yeah, they say you got to look where you want to go.
Scott just said that.
Right?
That's exactly what he said, and it's crucial.
Yeah. Those little things make a huge, huge difference. I mean, even for a slow guy like me, it can.
Dude, I don't know why you love bashing on yourself. You are faster than you act like.
Yeah. You're a very nice person.
But then again, I also understand that if you set your standards really low and always overachieve, you're going to go home a happier man.
I'm done trying to, be the next guy, that never was going to happen. So I just go and have fun.
Yeah,
whether I'm
not-
slow or not. Yeah.
A or B doesn't matter.
Yeah, if I could race A, I would all day, every day.
Who cares in 35C?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, if I can do a 35B and win, I'd be so stoked. You would,
Hell
believe
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, Mike, I know you've got your hot topics that you want to get to. You've got shit that you've jotted down. I want to get to the bottom of this list, but I want to start at the top. So, actually, I'm going to hit the pause button very quickly. We're recording again. Hit me with your hot topics.
Okay, you mentioned you went Winterset, so
Yes.
you probably didn't watch the race. Did you watch Supercross this weekend from Seattle?
Actually, yeah, because we left early Sunday morning.
Oh, the race was Saturday. No.
The race was on Sunday, but I didn't leave my house until 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, gotcha. So you did watch some of it then.
On Saturday night, I watched all the way through Heat 1 of the 450 class, but then last night I followed up and watched the 450 main.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plessinger,
In the 250 main.
250 main. He says,
Another level. Yeah. He's on a whole nother level.
I would agree.
So he took it up a whole notch, or I don't know what
yes.
the results are of the 250
Okay,
class.
okay.
I haven't caught up.
All right, so let me catch you up real quick.
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
so they take off. Plessinger's not out front, but he manhandles the track, finds himself out front, rocking, they red flag it. He is beyond disappointed, mad. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He's chill, level-headed. You could see just like fire in his eyes. He was beating the bars and everything else.
Really?
Came back, did it again. Smoked him. I just wanted to say.
To touch on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Davalos. Did
Yeah.
you see Davalos in the heat race with Justin Hill?
No, I didn't see the heat.
Did you see the iron elbow of Justin Hill?
Oh, wait, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm proud of him.
What is he doing in training that makes that right arm like that strong? He literally pushed a grown man on a dirt bike off the track, completely off the track, takes out one of the dig dugs, and took him square out.
You know that
with his right elbow. That's it.
You know that Davalos is really only like 145 pounds, 5'7".
But compare that to Justin Hill. Compare that to Justin Hill's elbow,
Okay.
which got it done.
The elbow of iron.
Yeah, I'm just saying the guy's got iron elbows.
I like that.
Actually, he's wearing Fox copper gear.
Oh.
Does he have copper elbows?
Josh, can you comment on that?
He may have copper elbows.
Copper elbows. That's
There
what
it
it
is.
was. It was the
Yep.
copper elbow. Okay.
It's been settled
Yes.
from Fox itself.
Justin Hill making his move. Okay. I have on my notes here Jimmy Dakotas. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember what I was going to say about Jimmy other than he's riding good.
Go Jimmy D.
Go Jimmy D.
Next.
Okay, now here's where I wanted your opinion.
Okay.
Did you watch the 450 main?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Dungey goes down off the start. First of all, why did they not just move the tough block? The tough block was taking people out all night long. I get that it's part of the track, and I get that obviously it was there, and they should have rode around it, but they weren't. It was just crashing people.
Let me tell you why. Because if they move the tough block in, the guys are still going to go into the tough block.
And Hill,
it's inevitable, rather. Whether it's directly in line with the inside gate or it's 5 feet inside of that. They move it in, the guys are going to go in.
Well, see, here's the problem, though. If you looked at it, this is what somebody commented, and I hadn't noticed it until I watched it. The other tough blocks leading up to it were inside. Mm-hmm. That one was sticking out, and then the one after it was inside even more. So it was like, I don't know why it was where. Regardless. Anyway, so Dungey goes from last to fourth.
Yeah.
Tomac goes from 10th over the bars, comes back to second. Mm-hmm. Who rode better?
I'm going to say Tomac.
Really?
Yeah, I think that Tomac rode better than Dungey. Now, I will say this much. Tomac made more mistakes than Dungey.
Yes.
But last night, or I should say 2 nights ago, Saturday night was a hang-it-out track.
Yes.
That was pure cojones. And on top of that, finesse. So
Yes.
I believe that's why Marvin won the race, strictly off of finesse.
But he used all of that finesse in the race, therefore wadded up over the bars afterwards celebrating.
He ran out of talent halfway up at that roller section after that checkered flag.
Okay, so what was your opinion on Cooper Webb? I expected him, I'll be honest with you, I expected him after watching timed qualifying and after watching his heat race, I expected him to win that race.
You know what? I'm actually going to pass this one off to Josh because I'd like to know what his thoughts are on Cooper Webb. Josh?
Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. I didn't think Cooper was going to win.
No, you didn't.
No, I mean, no. I think he had a chance, but I don't think he was the favorite. I mean, Tomac was crazy all race, but you got to look at Cooper last weekend. Did not do good at all.
No, that's true.
I mean, for him.
Yeah.
I mean, but for him to come back and ride like he did, I think he did great. I think he's finally back to where he was before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be a thorn in their side for sure.
How lucky do you feel that he got on that crash?
Yeah. The lucky meter was pegged. Kind of, Tomac as well. And I think that's, I thought it was cool that Marvin won and he was riding great. I think if Tomac doesn't eat it, he wins.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. He was going for it.
Do you think Dungey's going to turn it up now, though?
I don't think he turned it down. I mean, he's not going to go out just to – but I think what he's going to do is he's going to race the track to be consistent, and he was. He was super consistent.
Yeah.
Where maybe Tomac was, balls out faster.
Yeah.
But he had some inconsistencies there. Where
that's true.
That's Dungey's MO, which it's worked. I mean, what do you can't argue with that.
Solid point.
Well, I try.
Yeah.
I did watch the races. Someone didn't watch the 250 main, but that's okay, Jeff. Anyways.
Okay.
Next topic.
So vote here is that Tomac rode better than Dungey.
Yes.
Despite Dungey coming from 20th to 4th and Tomac going from 10th to 2nd.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's not much separating these guys.
No. What about Musquin?
Yeah. That guy.
Okay, so he wins his second race, right?
Right.
No TV time.
No.
Because everything was so focused on Eli, which I get that. It has to be. But you got to feel sorry for the guy.
No, I don't. He's a factory rider making tons of money, and he just won a Supercross. I feel not sorry at all for that guy. I love that guy, but no, I don't feel sorry for him. I mean, we finally have a championship coming down to the wire here. Like, no one else is going to get TV time. Sorry, guy.
Okay, that's true.
But I don't think he would give back the win to get more TV time. What do you think?
I would.
I would like some more TV time. I will not win.
I tell you what, though, I guarantee
Was that
you.
French?
I guarantee you, though. I guarantee you, he got more views on YouTube with his after the race. He probably did that on purpose because he knew they did not follow him one bit during that race.
Marketing. Hello, marketing myself.
Exactly.
That was awesome, though. I mean, it shows these guys are real, man. They can put it down,
Okay, so now, Jeff, I need your opinion on this one.
Yes, Jeff.
I don't know if you saw. Did you know that Justin Hill plays guitar and sings?
Let me.
I'm asking you this question because.
Let me just jog my memory really quickly. Yes.
You knew that?
No.
You really? Okay, well, see, I didn't either. What a dick. Okay. What I'm saying, I'm asking you this because you, too, have had a musical background.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a rapper.
And a bass player.
I didn't know you were a bass player.
Yeah, and a merch guy.
No way. I mean, I knew the merch guy thing, like.
Slapping the bass, man. Josh is
Really?
slapping the shit out of that bass right now.
You were a bass guy.
Yeah. I used to play in a band here in Kansas City called Genosha. And then that transformed into another band called, are you ready for this? Broflex. And Broflex was a joke band, but it was awesome. But yeah, I played bass in both of those bands. And then my true claim to fame is while I was selling merch for Stick to Your Guns, which these are bands that, you guys aren't going to really know. I was selling merch for Stick to Your Guns, and we were on the way to Canada. And the vocalist of Attila couldn't get into Canada at the time because he had a pending DUI charge. And you cannot get into Canada with a DUI. Absolutely not.
No drunks in Canada.
So Franz couldn't come into the hat of America, a.k.a. Canada. And the only person that knew all of the lyrics to all of their songs was their bass player. So then that left them without a bassist. Well, old Jeffy C over here, just in the schmedium shirt, just happened to know how to play bass. Now, I'm not saying that I'm good at it by any means, but I was able. And so what we did was I just drilled while driving because we knew it was going to happen like 2 or 3 days in advance. So I just drilled myself while driving with the headphones in, just Attila songs, all the Attila songs over and over and over. And then, sure as shit, I played a sold-out show in Canada on the 3rd floor of a skate shop. And it was, I mean, seriously, there was like 800 kids there. And I was just playing the shit out of that bass and Attila. I was Attila's bassist at that time. And then we had 3 more shows in Canada that I did. It was fantastic.
I lost my train of thought after all that.
Well, you said that I had a musical background as a rapper.
Right. Well, you were a rapper, right?
I can rap right now, but I'm not going to.
Okay, that's probably... Let's just get back to Justin Hill.
Okay.
Anyway, he can play the guitar. He can actually sing pretty good.
I didn't actually hear the vocals part.
Okay.
He's got pipes on him?
He's kind of like a Stained, like Shinedown kind of feel to
okay.
it.
Some
Kind of.
Yeah.
But the thing about it was he had groupies all around him.
I did see on the broadcast some of those girls just standing there awkwardly, like bobbing their heads in their little sundresses, and it's cloudy AF out, and he's sitting there with his little cookie duster mustache and his batted flat-billed hat and his goofy guitar, and he's singing, and they're just like, this is so cool because I'm on TV. Go on.
I don't know it's late. I can see that. What is a cookie duster mustache?
Okay, so imagine you got some spindly little hairs going off your upper lip, kind of like you've got right now.
Right now. So I've got a cookie duster?
You got a cookie duster. Now, imagine you're taking a bite of a big old cookie.
Okay.
Big old honking Mary's Mountain cookie. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And as you're inserting this fresh, hot cookie into your mouth.
You forgot the word moist. I just feel like moist needs to be in there.
Fresh, hot, moist, ready, delicious, sweet and salty morsel of a cookie.
And weird. You got weird again. You went way off the weird scale.
Right into your mouth. Those spindly little hairs that are hanging off of your top lip, dust off all the crumbs that might be loosely resting on top of the cookie as you go to bite it. So then you're not getting that garbage dust off of the top of the cookie. No, you've got the cookie duster, eliminating the cookie dust. So it's pure. It's natural. It's the whole goddamn cookie in your mouth. No dust, though. Next topic.
Aaron Plessinger has a cookie duster.
He does.
Yeah.
Josh, would you like to add on cookie dusters?
I feel dirty right now after listening to your explanation of a cookie duster, and
I couldn't agree more.
yeah, it feels wrong right now. Especially sharing a mic with you.
Yeah.
I can't explain.
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yeah.
Is that Attila or whatever?
Yeah.
That's R. Kelly.
He's a
He's
a bassist, not a singer.
No.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong. Oh.
With a little bump and ground. Next topic.
No, please, no.
Faulkner.
He's great.
He's hurt.
Yeah, I know. I just realized that earlier this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your I'm asking you your thoughts. This is why I'm bringing the topic up.
I actually
did he get hurt at Casey Moto?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know anything about what happened to Austin. I wish I had my thumb on the pulse of what he's doing, but truth be told, I'm out of the loop. As a matter of fact, Austin Forkner is a pro circuit monster Fox Kawasaki rider. So let's go to the source itself. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Josh Hudson, Midwest rep of Fox Racing. Josh?
I have no idea. But if he did get hurt at Casey Moto, I believe Mitch Payton would have a bomber go over Casey Moto and drop some bombs on it and say, never again. You will never go. Neither will anyone else.
Actually, my wife brought up an interesting question about Forkner.
Yes.
Because the only videos of Forkner that she's seen like on Facebook is him throwing his big whips. So she wants to know, did he get hurt throwing big whips?
Can he whip it? I've never seen it.
Oh, can he whip it?
I'm not familiar.
Ooh.
Obviously, I'm joking.
Ooh.
Obviously, that guy's whipped it so hard over my head, it's not even funny.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, oh, Austin's riding today. Okay, I'm not going to.
That is an interesting question, though. How did he get hurt? Nobody's ever said.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was it just
maybe it's nothing real big, but it's like, hey, let's not risk it for Supercross. Let's get you in the outdoors, and you can just really.
What are the chances
hit it
that
a lick?
He got an inkling of what Seattle was going to be like and said, "I'm out."
No, I doubt it.
Guys, my arm hurts.
No, that's not coming from him. If that, I don't think that's what happened, but I think Mitch is like, yeah, just chill out a little bit. Oh, I know, I've seen that. Sorry, guys. Jeff is showing me a video of Austin.
I would have done that. If I was in Forkner's shoes, I'm saying with Seattle.
Yeah.
Knowing the background of Seattle, even though they haven't ran there in several years.
Right.
Knowing the rain and everything. I hate ruts.
He's not scared.
I'm not ripping ruts. I know he's not, but I'm just saying if I was him,
right.
I'd be like, oh, guys, I really feel bad today.
No, I don't think that's it.
I'll just sit here, sign autographs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So who killed Kennedy, since we're on conspiracy theories right now? Because that's where you were headed.
We're getting away from it.
Okay, sorry. I thought we could talk about any topic.
Chemtrails are real. Go ahead.
They are. Don't even get me started.
Okay, Christian Craig. He's riding a 450 in the outdoors.
Hallelujah.
Is he going to do better on a 450 than he is indoors? Everybody says yes.
Yeah, absolutely. He has a proven track record of doing good on 450s. He won a moto at Freestone in the 450 class whenever he was riding the Troy Lee Designs Honda.
So do you think this means 450s from now on out for HRC Honda? Do you think this will open the door for him?
No, I think that he's going to retire after this year.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I think that Christian is not getting the results that he wanted, and the well is drying up at Factory Connection. They don't want somebody going out and getting 8th place.
Right, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, if he rides 450 for HRC, or is he riding for Geico?
He's a Geico rider on the Honda
on
450.
Kenny's bike.
And he's getting no additional money. He's getting no benefits, only the fact that he gets to ride a bike. Because he did he have a deal to ride outdoors? I'm not sure. Maybe he did, and I'm not aware of it. It's hard to keep, track because there's so many guys. But I don't know.
If he
See,
puts
at this point, we're just purely speculating. But that's kind of what the point of this podcast is.
Right. Yes. And arguing about A and B class. Should he go back to the B class? Do you think that would earn him another shot?
That might bolster his resume. He might get the call up from somebody.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So my only other really topic is: did you see that Pastrana came back and raced?
I'll be honest with you, and this is
go ahead, say it.
This is coming from number 1 2-stroke guy. I didn't see any of the footage of what he did because I'm so burned out on the whole Farm 14. Wyndham, the bikes on the pond. I get irritated with stuff like that easily. Whenever I get on my Instagram and literally 35 posts in a row are the same. You look like you want to jump over this table and kill me.
Well, hey, I wasn't talking about riding across ponds. Yeah, I saw that too. He like raced again. Like I know it wasn't like Supercross, but he raced a moto for the first time in a long time. Did you see any of the race?
No, because I haven't paid attention to anything that happened at that track other than the fact that Cowboy Kenny Bartram was there. Other than that, I have no idea how that race went. I saw on Instagram that Pastrana lined up on the starting gate for Pro Sport, and I didn't watch it.
You know what? I don't like your attitude today. Oh, I just about hit himself in the face with a rubber band. I don't like your attitude today. You have a very bad attitude.
I don't have a bad attitude.
You have a bad attitude. You're picking on the B riders, and now you're picking on Travis Pastrana.
I love TP 199.
And
nobody loves TP 199 more than me. All right? I think he's a tremendous rider. He's absolutely fantastic. Nobody loves TP. As a matter of fact, I have TP 199, The Revolution, in my VHS tape at home. Nobody loves TP 199 more than me. Now, the question here is, Michael.
Yes.
Before we started the podcast, you spun around to your desk and,
Sure did.
and you wrote down a secret topic that has been glued to your chest.
Yep. Blue Post-it note, folded over so you can't see it.
The time is now.
Okay. I want answers from both of you.
Okay.
But you can't think about it. You just have to say it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, hold on. How are we both going to do that?
Okay, I'm going to... Okay. He can't hear a thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Josh plugs his ears.
I'm going to give you two choices, and you have to pick which one is better.
Okay.
Okay, then you can explain why.
Right.
That's fine. You ready?
Yes.
Larry Enticer, Ronnie Mack, go.
Larry Enticer.
What?
I thought that's how you said his name was Enticer.
I thought it was Enticer.
Whatever it is, he's still gonna son, dog.
So is he better than Ronnie Mack? That's what I'm asking you. Are you a Larry or a Ronnie?
Okay. Now, I love Ronnie Mack, but I love Larry because Larry's new. And Larry's on a different level because he's riding a goddamn 1979 snowmobile and his son on it. And I love Ronnie Mack. I love the character. I love everything about Ronnie Mack, but this is the new shit.
So what does Ronnie Mack have to do to come back and take out Larry?
I don't think they need to take each other out. I think they need to unite forces.
Larry and Ronnie show?
Larry, Ronnie, and Jimmy McGarth. All three in one place. You're talking about an absolute implosion. And who's Colton Haker's buddy? The guy that, what's that guy's name?
Who?
Colton Haker's got an alternate personality guy. And I can't remember his name. And he's amazing. He rides like a spray painted green KTM 125. Now, Josh, I want to know. Same question to you. But you have to repeat it for effect.
Okay, I need your answer as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Can't think about it.
I'm scared.
You have no idea what the question is going to be.
No.
Larry Enticer, Ronnie Mack.
I like Ronnie Mack's tech tips. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he gives us more layers, more information, if you will. More than just, I'm going to send it. The guy's on a snowmobile.
He does have a good point.
Yeah.
Ronnie gives us a lot more information and background into Ronnie Mack than Larry Enticer. Larry, that is kind of all Larry says.
Yeah. I like Larry. I do.
I think what it is that he is like the continuum transfunctioner where only his mystery is exceeded by his power. And that's the sex appeal. Mike, back to you.
Mike.
What did you just say?
Yeah, what?
What is that?
He's your friend. I don't know. What the hell was that?
I don't even know. Like, now I'm not sure whether I like Larry or Ronnie.
You feel violated?
I do. I felt violated a long time ago when you were talking about cookies, moist cookies, and cookie dusters.
I think we should get back on the A-B topic after that. I mean, Jesus.
Wow.
Can we talk about one thing?
Yeah.
One thing that the listeners just can't experience.
Yeah.
That's Jeff Crutcher's tennis shoes.
Oh. Ew.
Sweet Jesus.
They're bad.
They are terrible.
They are really bad.
I'm going to set up a GoFundMe for some new, let's get them some Keds. Some white Keds.
I don't need Keds. What I need are custom-made shoes because I wear a 12 in length and a 4E in width. Girth. I have a lot of girth down there.
Oh, boy.
And because I have to wear the largest made in width shoe size before they're prescribed, I can't wear socks because my feet are too fat to wear socks. No, Mike, wearing socks is physically painful. At the end of the day, after like a 12-hour day, if I wear socks, my dogs are barking, bro. Like bad.
Wow. Now I feel bad.
Honestly, I would rather them bark than smell.
Well, that's not your issue. That's my problem. Now, I know that you guys
It's becoming our issue.
Yeah.
It's becoming our issue. Now, if you had these custom-made sneakers,
Yeah.
if you will, would you take better care of them?
Absolutely.
Now, wait a second. Is this like a little kid? I want a puppy, and I'll feed him every day. And Jeffrey.
No, I love to wear socks. I love wearing socks. But I cannot because my feet, they just hurt too much. And I've had numerous foot injuries. So the slightest bit of pressure on my feet, dude, it just kills them. I've just ruined my feet and ankles both sides. And so they're so sensitive. And I have nerve damage on both of them and ligament damage on both of them. My right one is fused in one spot where I broke it so bad that they intentionally healed part of it so it only moves so much. So it's naturally prone to inflammation. And whenever that happens and I put the socks on, then it just creates like a vacuum of blood and water, as your body cycles through.
You're going to make a great old person because, they love to go into their medical details and tell you about bodily fluids and things happening.
And old people love wearing socks and cutting off the circulation and having gigantic cankles. You ever notice that? You ever see fat old people?
You look great with cankles.
Fuck off.
I mean, you...
No, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Nobody looks good with cankles.
No.
Except for one person.
Who's that?
I know. I actually do know somebody that has cankles.
Oh, boy.
And this gentleman that I'm referring to is one of my best friends. And he currently is departed from the ways of Missouri and has found himself wrenching for a lot of really caliber riders.
Wow.
This gentleman's name can only be spoken in tongues, almost. Yes, I know. Yeah,
spiritual.
Yes, absolutely.
Taking us to church.
The gentleman that I'm speaking of, actually, as a matter of fact, now has a weekly tuning tip.
Whoa.
Every week. Right here.
Here?
Right here on the OTB podcast.
I don't see anybody else in this room.
Michael, will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Send it in.
Just gonna send it.
Hey, it's your boy DJ Hef 101 coming to you live from the studio. Here we go. Make some motherfucking noise. Yeah, major key alert. You already know it's KP Bad Wrench with the hottest wrenches spinning in the garage. Tell them how it is, KP.
What's up? This is KP Bad Wrench, practice mechanic for number 16, Zach Osborne, coming to you live from Central Florida, aka the Swamp Bakers Factory. All right, you little grommets, outdoor season is here. Favorite time of year for me. Banged out a couple motos today with Zach on the outdoor track. Gotta say though, I got re-educated in my air filter program. We get a little spoiled riding Supercross throughout the year. Don't have to worry about filters as much. They don't cake up and get really that dirty. But riding in the sand, a lot of times you guys during the summertime riding in the dusty conditions, filters will get caked quickly. Change them out. Get them out of there. Get a new one. Get a fresh one in. Don't take the chance. I used to build engines for a living. I know what a bad filter can do to the inside of an engine. And, I mean, it's a $25 part as opposed to a $1,200 rebuild on a motor. Very simple preventative maintenance. We use Twin Air products on Zach's bike. Love them to death. They work great.
And actually, a little tech tip I'll give you guys for outdoors especially. I run a filter skin on my filters, especially when we're doing 2 motos that day. I'll put a filter skin on first thing in the morning over my main filter. Run it for the first moto when we come in, do our maintenance on the bike, peel that side panel off, peel that filter skin off. If the main filter underneath is good, I can run that filter all day for 2 motos, no problem. Super cheap, easy way to kind of save yourself some money and to save your bike. You can pick them up from your dealership, order them straight up from Twin Air, whoever you guys use for a distributor. Get them, put them in your bike. They work great.
So the moral of the story is don't let your air filter get dirty. You gotta keep them nice and clean.
Says Keith.
No. KP Bad Wrench.
Sorry. KP Bad Wrench.
That's correct.
Says Dr. Bad Wrench.
Doctor KP Bad Wrench. Did someone call a doctor? They did. They called KP Bad Wrench.
You got weird again.
I'm really excited to have Keith on doing, the KP Bad Wrench segment.
Yeah, for sure.
Every week, that man, along with Scott Gebkin of Innovative MX Training, they're both going to be coming on to the show every week with tech tips and training tips. And honestly, I don't know anybody else is doing that. That's
between the two and our words of wisdom, our viewers are going to be Villapoto level like that.
Yeah. So I'd like to give a big thanks to my man Josh Hudson, the Fox Rep. Man, this was great. I'm really glad that you got to come on and be part of the show.
Thanks for inviting me, man. I had a blast.
Good.
This is great.
I'm glad you did, and I feel like we tackled a few topics, and I forgot to bring this up. Now this is going to take a couple minutes. Last week on
Surprise.
the OTB Over the Bars podcast,
Yes.
I advertised that we were going to talk about a pro motocross national coming to the state of Missouri. And I happen to have inside information that it's more than 99% likely that we are going to have a pro motocross race right here in the state of Missouri.
Can I take a guess?
Take a guess.
Because it was actually on my list. I'll even show it to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
I believe you.
Okay. I'm not going to show it to you. But
Yeah.
anyway, Lucas Oil Speedway.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Because I see they're making this big push with the off-road track, and me
Yep.
running the side-by-sides last year,
Yep.
I was like, dude, I can't wait to go race my side-by-side there.
Yeah.
But I just got to thinking, I'm like, Lucas Oil,
Yeah.
Lucas Oil, Wheatland, Missouri.
That's right.
Nothing in that town except for a Casey's gas station and a very janky motel.
And Lucas Oil Speedway.
And Lucas Oil Speedway.
It's the perfect location for it. Now, okay, so Forrest Lucas is the guy that, runs the show at Lucas Oil. They are really pushing with the trophy truck track and the side-by-side operation. They understand that, this is going to be a big deal. And obviously their connections with Pro Motocross Racing and sponsoring the outdoor series, they're motivated to do whatever it takes to get the races there. And seeing as how the sport is slowly transitioning, especially with the FIM and the European motocross races going towards these sports venues, I think this would be a great opportunity to capture and do it correctly. Not to say that Charlotte, where they had the USGP, didn't do it right, but in my opinion, they didn't do it right. Now, whose fault that was, I don't know. They worked around a muddy schedule and was kind of a squirrely deal. But they already have the trophy truck track built.
Yep.
And there's stands, there's drag boats. They can make a huge weekend out of it. A multi-race pass. I think that they can easily reformat that trophy truck track to fit the motocross races, and we actually are going to go racing there here in a couple months for just a one-off weekend Pro-Am. It's actually part of the AMA Pro-Am schedule. It's an AMA-sanctioned race. It's AMA points paying towards your pro license, and all of the Pro-Ams have a $2,000 pro purse guaranteed.
Who's building the track?
Tracy Freeman at MX343.
No way.
Yeah, He's gonna reformat the trophy truck track to where it will cross over and use some of the corners. I mean, obviously, it's way too fast for just that to be the motocross
for
track.
sure.
So he's gonna change some stuff around, and I mean, they've got great dirt. They've got They've got frankly, they got the money to, Lucas does to invest.
I'm not taking away from any of the other sports that they have there.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not talking about the dirt oval, but I'm
Right.
talking like the drag boats.
Yeah.
And even the trophy truck deal.
Yeah.
And even the side-by-side racing, which I'm a part of and I'd love to see grow, blah, blah, blah. If they are willing to put the money that they've put into those sports, they could easily put the same amount, maybe a little bit more money, and have double the turnout and the crowd show up. Because for a trophy truck race, I mean, you're talking, I don't know how many thousands, but it's not going to be anywhere near a national. That's a motocross national, I don't think. So I think
agree.
if they have the money and the desire to do what I would consider those things, which are smaller scale, for a little bit more money, they can lay out a motocross national. And I think it'd be huge, be a huge success.
Here's the big question: what national are we going to lose? What
is the worst?
facility?
What's the worst national right now that nobody wants to go to? You've ridden the nationals, Jeff Crutcher. No, well, no, but you would know the.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know which one would get dropped because we've got a really, really good series of nationals right now. Now, here's something else to take into consideration. MX Sports, who owns the motocross series, has been aligning themselves much more strongly with the FIM and Giuseppe Luongo, who operates the motocross series in Europe. Mm-hmm. And with Feld's recent inclinations of going to a 22-race World Series with Supercross, I think we're seeing a line is being drawn in the sand. And motocross is taking a stance, and Supercross is taking a stance. And we're going to have a really big war within the motocross realm. And we're talking about more
Boom.
What just happened there?
I don't know. You disappeared.
We're talking about more European riders coming over to race Supercross because it's going to be part of their series. But then imagine if the motocross series, I know it's kind of...
Didn't we already try this, though, with Supercross, the World Supercross Series, and it was a big flop?
Yeah, because it only went to Toronto and Vancouver.
It didn't include, like, Bercy in those?
No, that was never part of the series.
But now, okay, then again, though, okay. Go on.
Imagine if all of the European SX riders had to face it. See, I'll tell you what the flop was the SMX Cup. They did it at the wrong stadium on the wrong weekend with the wrong incentives. The incentive is not for the manufacturers. We already know who the top manufacturer is in racing, KTM. And then Husqvarna, as their side project. And, Honda's obviously a powerhouse. But when it comes to it has to be about the individual riders. I want to see Paulin. I want to see Cairoli. I want to see Fevre. I want to see Hurlings. And I want to see them race with Cooper Webb. I want to see him race with Chad Reed. I want to see him race with Ryan Dungey. I want to see him race with Eli Tomac.
They wouldn't get past Chad Reed.
No.
He wouldn't let it happen.
No. Yeah. Josh is waving his blue Post-it note as the blue flag. But, man, I think it's going to get really gnarly in the next couple years of a power struggle to see who is going to come out as the top dog. And personally, what I think is going to happen, and this is just going off of all professional sports, all the major professional sports are played where? Inside of a stadium. Now, outdoor motocross is an art. It is amazing. I love to watch it. I love going in the atmosphere and the fans and just the whole vibe of it. Now, I will say, sometimes it's hard to get new fans to come out to sweat their balls off in 100-degree temperatures, little shade, not a lot of accommodations, walking up and down hills all day. You can't really see everything. In Supercross, however, the beer stands, 100 feet away. The pistons are 200 feet away. You see everything all at once. The full package is on Supercross.
It's also only like a 3-hour show.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're not... Yeah, and the parking is better. It's the whole accommodations, the convenience of it is better. And that's where the money's at. Now, I will say this much. Attendance has been dropping in Supercross. Meanwhile, the television ratings have been going up. Now, how do you explain that? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But my point that I'm trying to get to is professional sports are played inside of stadiums. Niche sports are done out in the fields. Now, something that I think may easily happen is the outdoor series will turn into the farm system for Supercross. Instead of having all these amateur nationals, and I'm saying amateur nationals very loosely here, instead of having all these races spread out and watered down, I think it's going to turn into the motocross outdoor national series will be the farm system for Supercross. So whenever, let's say, Kenny Roxon gets hurt, or like we talked about, Cade Ottenreith, that kid on the Suzuki that rode for JGR this weekend. Mm-hmm. Instead of having to pull somebody straight out of the Road to Supercross series, they've already got the farm system set up. They've got, JGR will probably have 5 guys riding 250Fs. And the thing is, they don't have to be full factory-fledged 250Fs. They can just be stock bikes with suspension and pipe. It'd be great if it turned into spec racing. Imagine how good the racing would be. Now, would you see Ryan Dungey and Eli Tomac there? No, because they're racing Supercross. That was weird. They're racing Supercross.
You know what it is right now?
What?
MX Sports and Feld, they're listening in right now. And every time that you're dogging on them, they're clicking you out.
Brutal.
Yeah.
I need to.
It's like the government listening in. They're listening in. They're trying to tap you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Josh Hudson, we're done. We turned into a pumpkin. Where can the people find you on the internet? Let's get your Instagram. I think I know it, but I don't want to butcher it.
No, you're fine. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, JHMX719. And I post about once a year, so you're going to get some content, folks. It's going to blow your wig back. It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
I thought you were going to stop at JH, and I was going to say that is the most epic username ever. At JH. That's it.
Looks like someone's going to adjust their profile.
If you get the username JH, that's perfect. Love it.
Yeah. Well, that's not what it is, so I disappointed you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. You can make it up with your yearly post.
I will think about that.
Yeah. Please do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mike Garrison.
Jeff Crutcher.
Your final words.
Final words. Cookies.
Moist.
Cookie Duster mustache. Aaron Plessinger. Justin Hill has a copper elbow. You hate B riders. Thank you for joining us.
Right here on the Over the Bars OTB podcast. Please, for the love of all things moto, simply share. Stitcher and iTunes. Follow us on Facebook, OTB Podcast.